Let me see. Who do I think is gonna win the World Series this year? Well, let's just find out. What's going on, everybody? So we're gonna be predicting the playoffs. Who's gonna make it to the World Series? Who's not? So we're gonna start off in the wild card round. American League, Blue Jays, Twins, and I'm not gonna lie, the Twins did win today, but I was gonna pick the Twins anyways. I think they're starting pitching, especially if they got Sonny Gray going tomorrow. I think it's gonna be tough to beat. It's going to be real tough to beat. Royce Lewis went absolutely crazy today. I'm an Astros fan, so I have full faith in Correa. He's going to show up and play some of the best baseball in the playoffs. But I got the Twins. So the other American League wildcard teams, we got the Rangers and the Rays. I think the Rangers are going to win that. I just think they have a better team. I think the Rays started off pretty hot, and they had a really good season. I think they have a lot of injuries to Shane McClanahan. Obviously, Wander Franco is a pedophile, so we can't even talk about him. But I think just the Texas Rangers are a better team. I don't know why. I do know why, because they play in the toughest division in baseball, which is the AL West. But either way, I think the Rangers got it. I think they're moving on to play the Baltimore Orioles. So in the National League, we have Arizona Diamondbacks and Milwaukee Brewers. Now, this is the first round where I will say that I picked the Brewers to win. I didn't know Brandon Woodruff was gonna be out for the playoffs. But I'm still going to pick the Brewers. They lost today, so they're kind of in a hole right now. But I think they're going to come back. I think they're going to win that series, and they'll move on to face the Dodgers. The other National League teams, the Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. I said this before. I think the Phillies are hungry. I think they tasted the World Series last year, so they have that drive. So I think they have that drive. They have the experience. I think they're going to be moving on. I think they're just too much of a better team than the Miami Marlins. No offense, Luis Ariz, but you can't hit singles for the rest of your life. You got to hit some power. So Phillies, Marlins, I got the Phillies moving on. So moving on to the ALDS in the American League, I got Astros versus the Twins. And let me see, who do I think is going to win that? The Astros. I think it's going to be probably the toughest series because of that starting pitching and the bullpen that they have. I know Johan Duran throws pretty crazy. But I think the Astros, with that playoff experience, I just think they have a better team overall. I think they're going to take that and then move on to the ALCS. Who will they move on against? We have the Orioles and the Rangers, and it's tough to say. I think the Rangers have a more veteran team. I think the Orioles are young still, and that might hinder some things, but I got to go with Baltimore this round just because they had a great season. They have a really good team. I'm a big Adley Rutschman fan, and I think the Orioles and the Astros will be a really, really good series. So I got Orioles moving on to face the Astros in the ALCS. Looking over to the other side in the National League, and we have the Milwaukee Brewers against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I think the Dodgers are just too good. I think they're not going to choke like other years. I think they're going to continue to move on to the NLCS against either the Phillies or the Braves. And this one's tough for me to kind of... I think that the Braves have the best team in baseball this year. I think they're a little hurt right now with Charlie Morton being out. I think the Phillies are hungry because they were in the World Series last year and they do have a really good team. But I think Braves are just too much for them. I think this year the Braves are too much. They're going to get that revenge that they had from last year. And I think the Braves move on against the Dodgers. So Astros and Orioles. And obviously I'm going to sound biased. But the Astros, I think, got it. I think they move on. I think they're just a better team. I think the Orioles are young. I know I mentioned that with the Rangers, but I think the Astros have that experience. And if it's a situation where the Orioles feel tight, we have to see how they perform. And I know how the Astros perform. Look at the last 7 years. Banging trash cans or not, we've been the best team in the league. We're a dynasty. So I think that the Astros dynasty isn't over yet. I think they're going to beat the Orioles and move on to the World Series against... I got the Braves. I got the Braves win the National League side. I think they're going to beat the Dodgers. I don't think the Dodgers are good enough for the Braves. We've seen it during the regular season. And I know the playoffs is different, but I just think the Braves are too strong. And I think they're going to move on to face the Astros in the World Series. A rematch of the 2021 World Series. So let's see, who do I think is gonna win the World Series between the Braves and the Astros? It's got to be the Houston Astros. I mean, we've been the best team for the last 7 years in baseball, and I think we're still running. I think we're still kicking. We're still good, and we're gonna take it this year. Plus, we're facing the Braves, which they beat us, so we have that extra motivation. Now, is it gonna be easy? No, I think it goes 7 games. I think that we just take over and we just win the World Series this year, back to back, and obviously, we're the best team in the world. But that's going to be it for today's video. I need to wrap this up real quick because basically the playoffs started already, so I don't want to get too behind. I want to post this video tomorrow before all the playoffs games continue. But, I mean, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Like this video if you want to see some more content. I'm going to be going to game 1 of the ALDS with the Astros, and hopefully, if my prediction comes true, it's going to be the Twins. So, hopefully, Carlos Correa reunion at Minute Maid Park. I'm going to be there. I have a little bit of surprise that I want to do if I go, especially if we get a lot of views and likes this video. So just stay tuned. I'm gonna post like a blog type of video. So guys, as you can see, I just finished filming, and I heard a weird noise somewhere around my house, but I don't know what. Wait a minute.